Hello, 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 hello. Oh my goodness, you are such beautiful people. Thank you for battling, the floods out there and counting me worthy to get your hair wet on the way here. I so appreciate you. I was actually secretly hoping for a smaller night so that we could just really just be ourselves and take the pressure off, because it's been a while, as I've told you. And I love the perfect people showed up. You are the perfect ones, the perfect people for tonight's gig. And I'm so happy to see you here. I'm just going to start with just a couple songs that are kind of fun. And then I have a little surprise up my sleeve. And you are going to love my surprise. Okay. No, Slash is not here. Okay. That would have been something, though. All right, if you know this, you got to sing with me. I know I don't have a singable voice. I've been told this over and over again. When I get to heaven, I'm going to sound like a Disney princess version of Darlene Zschech. Okay, but here on earth, they sound like Janis Joplin. So I know I'm hard to sing with, but please try, just because God is worthy. Okay. Amazing grace, come on. How sweet the sound, good, that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm so found. Yeah, was blind, but now I see. I got a chorus to teach you. Grace has found me. Grace will lead me home. Just like that, okay? Grace has found me. Grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, come on. Bright shininess, the sun will have no less days to sing our God's praise than when we first begun. Grace has found me. Grace will lead me home. Grace has found me. Grace will lead me home. Sweet home, Lord, how we long for the day we see you face to face, God, when we're finally home. And everything will finally make some sense, yes. Everything will finally make some sense when we're home. No wonder we feel like we don't really belong here. No wonder we feel like we don't really belong here. We're not home yet, no. We're not quite home. It's not supposed to make sense yet. We're not quite home yet, so don't you worry now. This isn't our real home. No wonder we feel like we don't really fit in here. No wonder we feel like we never really ever fit in here. No, we're not home yet. No, this isn't our real home. We're not quite home yet. No, we're not quite home. Grace has found me. Grace will lead me all the way home. Grace has found me. Grace will lead me home. All the way home. I don't know what it is with singing and crying for me. I don't really cry much. All my tears were spent early, you know. But when I do tend to jujush. Well, so forgive me if my makeup starts to get weird. But don't you love to think about that? Like, what is heaven gonna be like? Every time I'm like doing this part, you know, like home. I'm trying to imagine like what the streets are gonna be like. What is it gonna be like? Now, I'm no theologian. I mean, some of you guys could actually tell me, I'm sure, what this is gonna look like. But please don't tell me, because I just love to imagine. I'm like imagining like everything smells like cotton candy. Home. So just so you know, when I'm doing this, I'm like, home. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to eat the trees. And I'm gonna be able, I mean, I'm thinking Willy Wonka. I'm straight up Willy Wonka-ing it in my head. And I'm just like, I'm gonna swim in the sea of glass that is made of like sugar water or something like amazing. So that isn't sticky. And there's gonna be puppies for sure, because I love dogs, but they don't poop, okay? So I mean, that's gonna happen. So I mean, like, I love to think about heaven. Now I know, please, I hope no one's offended by this. I mean, I am not trying to lead anyone astray here, okay? I'm just having a fun time dreaming of the payday of life, of getting to spend eternity with amazing Jesus. And honestly, I'm not going to care about candy in heaven, because he's going to be like, whoa, what candy? Whoa, wah. You know, so I understand that, but I have a really fun time just imagining. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and just pretend like we know each other a little better than we do, okay? And I'm gonna go out on a limb. I wouldn't probably sing this in church proper, this next one, okay? I made a song about my corner of heaven. And it's just saying what I think my corner of heaven's gonna look like. And it's totally not theologically correct, okay? So please don't, you know, do this to me after. Okay, but it's this corner of heaven where all the rockers get together and you can sound like Jimi Hendrix and you don't even have to practice. Okay, so like this is my corner of heaven. It's just this idea of this rocker heaven. So if you don't mind, I'd love to share that with you just for fun. Is that okay? Nod your head if you're not gonna hate me. Yes? Okay, good. All right. I'm gonna move this. I'm like just sorry, hold on. There we go. Thank you. That's gonna go so much. In my corner of heaven, we'll dress the angels well, and we'll build a bluesy rock band that sounds just like they fell. Because somewhere on their journey, Their harps became guitars, so we'll plug it in and we'll play it loud, way beyond the stars, way beyond the stars. We'll play like Hendrix, hallelujah, with David's heart, but Joplin's tone. We'll shout it out, yeah, hallelujah, like this world could never hold, like the world could never hold. And in my corner of heaven, the rifts grow in fields, so I can wander through them, discovering words that heal. And in my corner of heaven, everything makes sense. The future and the present and the past I wish to forget. But it somehow makes sense. So we'll play like Hendrix, hallelujah, with David's heart, but Joplin's tone. We'll shout it out, yeah, hallelujah, like this world could never hold. And the songs will be originals, not those three-note singables. Sorry. Because music is a language that God communicates in. So we'll play like Hendrix, hallelujah, with David's heart, but Joplin's tone. We'll shout it out, yeah, hallelujah, like the world could never hold, like the world can never hold. I don't play that everywhere. After you hear my story, you'll know where that came from. It was me sticking up for what God has called me to do, which is I sing to a lot of rockers. But to be honest with you, I'm just going to start with this. We're going to get serious real fast. I'm going to give you my whole heart, my whole story. But I don't think God opened up those doors for me to bring him to a bunch of people that don't know him. I pray with every single person that stands in line, and had 30,000 people at. Are you going to tell me that that wasn't a God-given door to go talk to people who don't know him? Then judge me, and then talk to Jesus about it later. Okay, so it's not you, is what I'm trying to say. I can tell you're here because you get it, and that's why I wanted to share that song with you, because that was kind of my way of dealing with some of the I was getting from some church, well-meaning church people that just, I think, didn't understand my heart sometimes. So anyway, but it turned out to be kind of a fun, light song, so I thought, yay, I'm going to share this with you guys, because you seem like you would get it. So, but anyway, before we go on, I have a surprise for you. And this is going to absolutely change your life, as well as someone else's in the room. Okay, I found out, I did a lot of my music a while ago, okay? I'm going to tell you the whole story. It's going to be awesome. But early on my journey, I ran into someone on the road. That woman's name was Dominique, who heard me at a YS conference. I think it was with like David Crowder and a bunch of these ones. So she gravitated towards my music. I was not being honest about what's going on in my life, nor was she at that time. But when people identify with my music, especially that second album and the first album, all I can do is say, I'm sorry, because I know whatever's pulling inside of you towards me, and that was pain. That was pure pain on those albums. So, and it was me reaching out to God, saying, I'm choosing to trust you through this. Where are you? Please come through. Please come through. And he did, by the way. He did. My story is a story of triumph. It's a story of God's faithfulness and nothing more, nothing less, nothing else. It was painful. There's painful moments, but my goodness, the payday is so great, you guys. Hang in there. But if someone is relating to a certain album of mine, I always know, they must be in that season. Just keep your head up, keep your head. It's got to just keep going. It's going to work out. This too shall pass. So I met Dominique, and I think she became quite familiar with my music. And here I am years and years later. I haven't taken a gig in almost a year and a half to 2 years because I'll tell the story again. I had a freak accident. It was a stroke, okay, but it was like a weird stroke. It's not like what I'm gonna have again. It was like I had, I cut my foot on something, and then I took an antibiotic that I'm allergic to, and then coupled with literally Taylor Swift's producer coming to town to listen to my students, all the stress of that, coupled with being allergic to this medicine, and it just literally something snapped. And it was a small stroke. It's called a TIA. So anyway, it's not, the doctor said it should never happen again, and I have some medicine that should prohibit stuff and all of that. So he said, you have a beautiful young brain, so I just want you to know I'm healthy. That's all good, it's all good. That was just a weird thing. But I haven't been on the road, and I really haven't really wanted to. I'm so happy at home. I'll tell you the story. I don't want to go again. I love being home now. Forgive me. It was like 2 days a month I was home for 10 years straight. I like my own pillow. Okay. So, but when Dominique called and said, can you come? These were the magic words. It's an anti-abuse rally. And I've never really spoken up. I've insinuated, but I've never really said I was abused. It's even hard to say those words now because it's like, was that really abuse? I mean, I was only hospitalized 7 times. There's people that had way worse. So, I mean, it's just, you make excuses. It's like, I'm a safe place for him to vent, so I should be honored. It's a weird thing. But anyway, I found out that Dominique sings. I was over her house for lunch, and out comes, she's like, yeah, well, I kind of had some music chambers once in a while. I was like, really? What? Because you look like a rock star. She's like, yeah, but I'm too old. I'm like, you're 39. You're not 89, gal. I mean, that's like the hot years. You're so in the hot years. What are you talking about? Okay, so anyway, 39 is the new 29, honey. I hate to tell you this. And that means the 18 is the new 8, so be careful with your decisions, okay? So, I love you. Just be careful before the frontal lobes attach, though, because serious damage can be done, for real. 24 years old, don't make huge decisions like marriage and stuff, okay? I think those things, literally, you can't really, you're physically incapable of making great choices, which should be great for you because you can use that as an excuse for any mistake you make until you're that age, okay? So it's, this is like, I'm giving you gold right here, but also, please do take yourself quite serious, don't take yourself too seriously until that age, but try not to make those don't sign yourself up for the big mistakes until you're at the age when you can understand the consequences of what you're doing, which is what the frontal lobes do. Okay, anyway, this is not science, and I am not a scientist. Okay, with no further ado, would you grace us? I am asking for me. I flew here for you. I am asking if you would make your debut. And this girl is like a rocker. I mean, she's like awesome. I mean, her voice is like, ooh. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Beth Hart, but she's kind of got like that thing going on. And I mean, I'm just telling you, watch out, world. Do it. Do it to it. Okay. Did I tell you? I mean, that's a voice, you guys. That's not one you study to get. You know, that's one you get from the hard times, you know? It's that vocal cord thing I was saying. It's the only thing that can connect your heart and your vocal cords is the hard times. It's nothing that mommy made me mash my arms can help you with. You know, that was beautiful. I can't wait to work with her more because I think I can bring something even, I can bring that tigress out. I know what to do with that. All right, any other of those that lie around here, come find me. Because I actually know what to do with you. I actually made a living doing this. So, yeah, I got you, okay? I'm an advocate for artists, for young artists. This is what I do. I help them. I help them succeed. I help them make a way for themselves and make a living doing music, their music, in a world that doesn't want to hear it yet, and because it's just so oversaturated. And that is the love of our life. But I'm going to get down to my program now. This is going to go fast and furious, okay? I promise I'm not going to stay here all night and just chat with you, although you're just the best, so you make it so easy. Okay, so I'm going to sing a little bit of a song. I'm going to sing snippets. I just want to bring you into moments of my life. Okay, and it does get a little bit dark, to warn you, but I'm not a victim anymore. Okay, it's gone, it's done, it's over. There's things I learned from that time in my life about myself that God has given me the grace to see that I can be a better person because of. And I used to think that people were lying when they said, I'm glad I went through that because now I'm here. I was like, oh, they're lying. They've never been through what I've been through. But to be honest with you, I am there now. I would go through it all again if I get to be right in this room, right here with you guys that are like the future of the world. And here with my husband, who is the love of my life and redemption in human form. Other than Jesus himself, who I love more than anything. So, it's time to wake up, somebody. Okay. I just want to give you a little snippet. You sound like my alarm. That happens all the time to me, right in the middle of the song. So thanks for letting it happen before this one, because it's so quiet. Okay. I actually had a funny story. This is just a little side note. This was one of my bigger songs. I was at an awesome church that was a smaller church, but an awesome church. And in the middle of the song, right in the long pause, a super sweet older man let out the largest belch I have ever heard. And it literally, me and my guitar player just went, and we just stopped the song right there. We just did not move forward. We were just like, that's a good place to end. I think I was just like, and then anyway, we drew pictures of the whole incident for the rest of the sermon, but okay. So it was, so many things happened on the road. I got so many of those stories. I cannot get this position right. I'm sorry, because it's like doing this. Is there a way to get this to stand still, or is it? Yeah, I have a genius husband. We'll see. I'm actually not lying. He was top 1% of math and science in all of Sweden. I went to junior college. Okay. That's okay. It's perfect. No, never. Nej is in Swedish, by the way. That means no. This is where the story begins, okay? I was leading worship actually, I wasn't leading worship. The story begins, I get married. I was young. I was in between 19 and 20 is when that all happened. I was in junior college, totally the queen of my little school, the queen of my youth group, just blazing hot for God. Love Jesus with all of my heart, and was falling for a guy who had just given his heart to God at a conference the year before. And then I'm from a charismatic background, okay? So what happened is we had these like chop shop, like kind of ministry training programs. And people would go right from giving their life to God to becoming, you know, 1 year in and they're a minister. So I mean these church programs. So he was like a star in my little home church because he was studying to be a pastor, and it was awesome. You know, he was just this guy, and if he liked me, then God must really like me. And you can see where that's going. And he was super cute too. I mean, just to throw that out there. I mean, I wasn't like blind or nothing, you know. But in our denomination, he was like, you know, the louder you yelled at the devil, the more spiritual you were. And, you know, warfare, you know, it was that kind of stuff. I mean, not like freakish, but actually kind of freakish. When I look back about it, I'm like, why was that normal? Okay, but anyway, this was one of the songs that I had written. During that season, he was studying to be the missions director, and I was the wife, so I was free. So I started to lead worship for the college because they needed me. This was a song I wrote for the college group, and this is where everything starts. Okay? Who am I that you came to earth for me to die on a tree? Who are you, Son of Man, Son of God? Yes, I believe it's true. More than words I bring to you. May all I say and may all that I do be hallelujah, hallelujah. May everything about me be hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah, hallelujah. May everything about me be hallelujah. But when they would sing it with me, it was like this huge event. There was 200. My youth group had like 1,000 in it. The church only had 2,000, so that was a big deal, okay? The youth was half of the church. So it was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. I mean, it was this event. You can almost hear it, right? And if you didn't have skin, it's the kind of song that you'd heard and be everywhere. And it was passionate and beautiful. And of course, I didn't sing it. I didn't want to sing. I would assign it to one of the kids. I just wrote and played until my pastor was like, you sing and I know it. The pastor, not the person I was married to that was studying to be a pastor. But the pastor was like, I think you sing. You're going to sing now. And then we figured out I could sing, and I figured out I could sing. Who knew? But that was after I was married. You're getting where I'm going with this. This is deliverance. This is what deliverance looks like. I couldn't sing, and then I did. God loves you. God loves me. Enough to give me a voice, 2 Grammy nominations to get some confidence to stop a man from beating me for the rest of my life. A girl from Rockford, Illinois. We don't have nobody there. Average household income, $28,000. Junior college was a big event in my town. I mean, I was a success. So, I mean, I'm just saying, God is good, you guys. This is a triumph story. This is not we're not going to be sad after tonight. All right? All right. I want to share with you how I wrote my songs during that season, because these are the songs that got me signed. And just in case there's some musicians in here, I want to share a little bit behind that. I used to put myself in the case of a Bible character. So we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna play a couple songs, and I used to write from the perspective of a Bible character in a certain point in time. That's the key, writers, future writers. That's the key. You put yourself right in that point in time. Like, for instance, right from like the woman with the issue of blood. Think about right before she's going to leave her house, knowing that she has a condition that she could get arrested for, and it's all or nothing. I'm either going to get healed or I'm going to get killed. That moment, go. Write that song. Boom. It's all or nothing. It's all on the line. I'm giving it all to you. You have to come through this time. Blah, blah, blah. I just rattled that off. But you just go right there. It doesn't, but when you're done with it, you don't go, I am the woman with the issue of blood. If you don't disclose who you're talking about. Okay? And then what happens is, because I was going through so much at this time, please, no one, if you recorded that, please do not put that anywhere. Okay. Oh man, that could come back and get me. All right. So with my own students, believe it or not. So, but I'm going to share a couple of those with you right now, and this is kind of how I built, because I didn't know what to say to God. A little background here while I'm writing this. The night of my honeymoon, I figured out I had made a big mistake. I was strangled to the point of I had, bruises and unconscious and all of that. So it was, and the hard part is that he was sleeping. It was a dream. So do you leave someone because they had a bad dream? I married a puppy with a past. You see? And I really wanted to see him through that. And if he would have tried, I would still be with him. I just want you to know that. Okay? But I'm really glad I'm with him. Because it's so much better, it's so much nicer, everything's good. But that's how it started. Okay, so just to kind of give you that. And now here I am in the middle of this, if I put my slippers in the wrong place, there's hell to pay relationship of it grew into rage. It was always rage. It started with coffee mugs on the wall, and then it would drip down, and I wasn't allowed to clean it up. Or a punch in the wall, or the door jerking it to the point where it would come off one hinge, but I'm not allowed to fix it. So it was just displays of power of to keep me, I don't know what the end game was there, but I knew I was trying to honor God by staying. And I honestly think I stayed, you guys, because I didn't want to lose my church. I loved my church. Those were my people. I was there my whole life. I went to high school there. I went to college there. I married their hero guy, and I didn't want to let them know because I thought it wasn't a church. I went to the lead pastor, and he told me. Anyway, that's later. But it just wasn't. I didn't believe they were still going to love me if I left. And I was so wrong about that. You know what? The church has grown up a lot. We don't give them a lot of credit. I thought there was an army of people waiting to attack me. There was no one there, just people with their arms open going, oh my God, finally you're saying something. People saw. We're quick to harp and get all mad at the church. But we've come a long way. The church has come along. If I can go back to church, holy cow. That's what I stand up in Europe and say, if I can give church another chance after being beaten by a pastor for 7 years, so can you. We need each other, people. It's just time to get over it. Let's go on. Let's try to make a better tomorrow. Let's try to make better decisions, and let's just move forward. Right? I don't know who that was for, but someone just forgive church. It's not all, we're just people. They're people. I married an angry young man who had been beaten when he was a kid. It didn't work out for us, but it's going to be okay. All right. Anyway, I'm going to play the game now, okay? You have to tell me who this was, because I couldn't write my own worship songs. That's what I wanted you to hear. So I needed to adopt other people's worship songs. So sometimes when you songwriters don't know what to say, take on a Bible character, because who better to learn from how to worship? Who better than the people he chose to write about? Okay? How about this one? I'm just going to play a verse and a chorus, so you got a little bit of time. And these were huge in my home church. Eventually, these songs were our church songs. I know that you are here, and all I want to do is get closer to you and just sit with you a while. I want to sit with you a while. And I don't love you for who they say you are, but for who you are to me. I want to sit with you a while. We need to sit with you a while, 'cause you are my peace. You are my hope. You are my life, oh Lord. And there's no place else that I'd rather be than with you, 'cause I love you, oh Lord. Guesses? Mary! Ding, ding, ding! The Mary who sat at the feet of Jesus, Mary was like, what are you doing? You need to help me. And she's like, I can't. I'm enamored. I can't move. I love this man. I don't know why. Okay. That one. And then Jesus actually said, she's doing the right thing. So I wanted to write a song about that. Okay, ready? Next one? Are you having fun? Are you engaged? Okay. I just want to make sure this isn't like the worst night of your life or nothing. Okay, this one's a little harder. I draw near to you, and you draw near to me, and I bow at your feet, and I lay down my dreams. Lord, it's whatever you want from me. Yes, I will do. This is my worship to you. 'Cause you are all I see. You are all I see. The world fades away. With all my heart and all my soul and all my mind and strength, I worship you. Who? I love how it means something different to all of us. That's a score for me as a songwriter. That's good. I'm going to tell you because it's a hard one, I told you. But I think because you kind of were on this album for a while, this will mean something to you. This was Mary. Mary with the, who was the prostitute. So I draw near to you and you draw near to me. I bow your feet. And I lay down 7 years of my wages worth of perfume. Lord, it's whatever you want from me. Yes, I will do. It is my worship to you, because you are all I see. We're all I see. The world fades away because every guy, those guys were going, don't you know that it's... And you are all I see. She's focusing them out. She's focusing him in. The world fades away. With all my heart and all my soul and all my mind and strength, I choose to worship you. Okay, so that's Mary's song. That was another day I got through things. Adopting Mary's songs. I got one more. I choose to trust you. This one's a little misleading. I'm gonna let you know. Give you a hint here. Even through the fire. 'Cause even when my eyes cannot see, yes, I know you're right beside me. And I will always praise you, my Lord, no matter what may come, because you have been so faithful to me. So I will dream and I'll believe that what you've promised me, soon I will see. Soon I will see. 'Cause it's just a matter of time till I see your face, till I dance in your presence and sing at your praise. It's just a matter of time till I hear you say, well done, well done. Any guesses? I love that you know so many stories. You're such an educated bunch. Most of the time it's like, Jesus? Mary? You know, I tried to keep the other ones easy because they know those two names. Okay, but yes, I choose to trust you even through the fire. Now that's the misleading part because everyone says Daniel, Shadrach. See, yeah, it's in the, yeah, those ones. But it's not. I choose to trust you even through the fire, and even when my eyes can't see, I know you're right beside me. I will always praise you, Lord, no matter what may come, because you have been so faithful to me. So I will dream and I will believe that what you promise, soon I will see. And it's just a matter of time until I see your face, till I dance in your presence and sing out your praise. I don't know if anyone's saying the right one, but you know what? That's good. Like I said, win, I win. Okay, so, yeah, Paul and Silas. Because they were remember, now this is a part where you could have got it, because this whole weekend I've been giving you hints that's my heroes. That was my mantra. That was my keep your head up. You are not going to lose your faith through this. You are not going to blame God. You are not going to be mad at God. You are going to do what Paul did. Paul chose to, this is the same Paul that says, take your thoughts captive. I believe, I honestly put myself in his position, empathize, not sympathize, right? Like put him in that position. And I tried to feel, okay, he had just been beaten. He had just been put in jail again. And what do you do to turn off your thoughts? It's really hard to think bad about God while you're talking good about him. Have you ever tried to think bad about someone while you're talking good about them? You really can't. I think that was him taking his thoughts captive. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just supposing. I mean, that's what we songwriters do. We have to do that. And I tried to guess what that song in that prison that night sounded like. At about midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang hymns to God, and the other prisoners were watching them. This was my mantra during all of those years. And all of a sudden, the walls came down, and their chains fell off. Now, and this was the part I loved, that it was not just Paul and Silas's chains. It was the ones watching them probably laughing, thinking they were freaks. Because I sang in front of a lot of European, I sing that same version of Amazing Grace. If you go on YouTube, you can see it in front of about 30,000 people. What you don't know is that was Amsterdam, and the smell of pot was very, very thick. That was a rock show. And I sat in front of so many people declaring God, and I heard the laughter, I heard the jeers, I heard all of that, and I stood in that. I'm like, you know what? If I dare to stand here in the middle of this abuse, even though I'm not admitting it yet, I know God's gonna fix it. I thought he would heal him and just like bing him on the head with the fairy tale thing, and then he would just be like, I let you off you. But that's not how it works. There's no poof. I'm sorry. But or at least in this story, there's not. But I did learn something. God's word is God's word, and it works. I stood in the middle of my circumstance every night and worshiped God in the middle of that circumstance, and I trusted that he was going to not only bring off my chains, but theirs. And eventually mine fell off as well. And night after night, I saw that happen. Not to everyone. Some people thought I was lame. This is the field if you have insecurity issues, probably don't be a singer. You either got to get over it or not do that. Just pick something else. Okay? I would love to ucha budia, but you just don't have time, and there's better ways to make money. So let me just be honest. You got to leave that one. Sorry. I don't have time for you. I got to do stuff now. You got to leave those thoughts, okay? So anyway, I forget what I was talking about. Does anyone remember? If you don't, that's a bad sign. No, okay. Amsterdam stage. Okay, yes. So I'm in the middle of my story right now. I sang, I'm not even going to sing this one because I sang it to you the other day. Take Me Away came out of that season as well. When I was just, take me away, 'cause all that I love is you. And that went, that's when a guy from my church came to me in the back and said, I need these songs. I need to have them on, back then it was a disc, just so you know, there used to be something called compact disc, CDs, okay? So, and people used to like to get them signed. So that comes up a lot in my story, so I just wanted to make sure that they, it's like so different now. People still buy my CDs, but in Sweden and stuff, but they're like, I don't have a CD player, but I want you to sign it. And I'm like, oh man, I'm old. Okay, so, gosh, I lost it again, you guys. I'm sorry. Remember the stroke thing? My short term is a little lost, so please bear with me. Yeah, CD signed. Mr. Frazier, thank you. He knows the story. He's going to help me through this. Okay, so there's a guy, Mr. Frazier, at my church that said, I want to help you make a CD. And I had gone to him 2 weeks earlier and asked him for money for a drum set because, like, he was one of the 4 rich people in all of Rockford, okay? So, and I was like, we need money for a drum set. And then he came to me later and said, you know, I've got an idea for that drum set. You make a CD. We sell it. He was trying to give me business help, and I'm so grateful for that man because he got an entrepreneurial spirit in me. I kind of learned how to do that, you know. He's like, I want you to make a CD with my money. I'll give you money for that. But I'm not going to give you money for a drum set. You got to go earn that and sell your CD. That worked. I sold 10,000 of those puppies, and we bought 4 drum sets. Okay? So, and then Toby Mac heard this album that was getting out kind of viral in the college world then. I mean, not viral for what we had then. We didn't have anything viral, but there was no YouTube, okay? So, but selling 10,000 of these things meant I had gone city to city with my team and sold 10,000 of those things with my own 2 hands. You know, so I mean, it was, and side note, enter abuse, that was a way to get me out of harm's way. I saw, if I'm gone, I don't get beat. If I'm home only 2 days, because I wanted it to work, But I knew day 3 was the day when things fell apart, at least in the cycle in my house. That's when I started to drive him crazy and started to do everything wrong. And I mean, I know now that that wasn't me, but then I thought it was. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a good wife and leave on day 3 so he doesn't have to feel bad, you know? That's how twisted it was. I know, it's so weird. But, okay, so nothing will derail you quicker than a trigger. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so Take Me Away was born. We made this album, Take Me Away, and we sold a ton of them. And it was awesome. Then Toby Mac heard it. Does anyone know who Toby is? Okay. He's a hero. He's an awesome guy. If you don't know his music, you're missing out. He's the real deal. I know a lot of Christian artists that are not what they say they are. He really is what he says he is. He's the cream of the crop. Awesome. I'm sure he's made a ton of mistakes, but not with me. Not on me. I was on his label for 3 albums after that, and I was never anything but a stand-up guy. When I first signed with him, I knew my home life was a little bit of a mess. I wasn't admitting it yet to anybody. So I literally called him on the phone after he gave me a check, and I said, please just take this back. Let's not do this. It's not a good idea for you, and I actually care. And he's like, you don't scare me. You know, that was his reply. You don't scare me. You don't scare me. I mean, did you kill someone? No. Okay, let's do this, you know, kind of thing. I mean, it was like, I mean, are you going to jail, like kind of thing? And no, not yet. But no, I never did that. Just so you know, never did that. But he'd signed me. It was the 7th record deal I had. And the 7th one was The Charm, because it was like I went into this warehouse and it was like these young kids working on stuff, and I could get that. I could wrap my head around that. When I walked into Word Records, it was like all glossy and shiny, and it felt like the devil was like, what is your price? You know, it wasn't though. I mean, they're just beautiful people. Now I know them and they're great. But as a young person, I'm like, you're too sleek. I don't like you. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't want. So it scared me. So I didn't sign with like the big guys back then. But when I saw this little warehouse of a place run by young people, I knew these are my people. I got this. I can wrap my head around this. So I signed with Goatee. Then the next album started to have it happen. Take Me Away happened. I started to getting more and more honest with myself. My sister came to me and said, I've noticed everything is broken in your house. And she lived in Sweden, so she wouldn't come so often. So when she comes over, she's seen a chair like this into pieces like this big in the corner. And then I was trying to explain to her, but I did this or I did that. Man, that guy used to bury everything in my yard that was important to me. Like, he used to find things from my grandma's stuff and like bury them. Like anything from my childhood that meant something to me. I'm sorry, I'm just remembering that. But that was just like anyway, he didn't like me. I think he hated me, actually. But anyway, I started to realize after my sister brought that up, and she said very, very strong words. And if there's one thing that you hear tonight, I hope it's this. And if it's making you mad, then probably it's time to ask yourself why. Because it made me mad, and I didn't talk to her for a good year after this. Okay? So if this makes you mad, then maybe you can be mad at me all you want. Because I love you. Love isn't always easy. God is love, but love isn't always easy. The words that she said was, do you understand that you can't make him do that? Because I was telling her, well, I did this and it caused that. And she's like, do you understand that you cannot make someone throw something? You cannot make someone hit you. You cannot make someone do anything. You can't make someone do anything. Even if you were the worst person in the world, you can't make them. Even if you did do something wrong, you can't make them hit you. It's not you might, like if you hit someone, you might deserve to get hit back. But she was trying to show me that you can't make someone do this. And it was in my head that it was very strong that it was my fault. And then I started to see pictures of all our old furniture that had been broken. We used to have answering machines. I think we went through like 14 of those. A lot of kitchen tables, a lot of chairs over the head and over whatever. It was brutal. And I started to realize, okay, she gave me this little pie that was like the cycle of abuse. And I was like, I left it at Applebee's, and I was like, I'm not listening to this anymore. And I left. And then after she left, I went back into Applebee's, picked up that sheet, and it went out. And then for the next year, I just looked at that sheet, and I knew exactly where I was on it, and I figured out, I'm an abuse victim. How in the world did that happen? You don't figure it's you. You figure there's other people and way worse than you, so just suck it up and make the best, you know? Anyway, and my parents were great, by the way. I have great parents. I was raised right. This is why I'm here this week. This is why I was here this week. Is because do you realize that I got in that abusive relationship when I'm about a couple years older than you? I was sitting where you were. I was like the queen of the Christian college organization, university. I was not vegetarian, but but I was sitting where you guys are. And if I can stop just a couple of you guys if I can show you some of the signs, and you guys, it's not just guys, it's girls. Man, girls, we are manipulative and we're awful. I mean, sometimes I'm like, man, we're real hard on those guys. But tell me, ladies, do you ever use your powers to get a guy to go farther than he wanted to go? Because you had been farther than he had? Have you ever done that? Oh, come on. Let's not pretend it's all them. Do we ever throw something because we get angry at someone? I hope not, but some of us in here do. Are you going to make him decide if he's going to throw back? I mean, hopefully not. I mean, you guys are like Adventist, right? That's the name? You guys are like the calm people. So hopefully this has nothing to do with you. But I know that it exists. It happens. So let's not play that game. Let's also be good humans as women and good to our men. The good ones. Let's find the good ones, and then let's be good to them, okay? But if you get a bad one, if you get a bad apple, just throw them out, okay? Don't waste 7 years, okay? Because like that is seriously, my biggest regret is not leaving sooner. I should have got home from that honeymoon and said, you go deal with that and then come back and with a rose and ask me out again, okay? That's what should have happened, and it didn't. Okay, so just so you know, abuse, I dealt with physical abuse. I think emotional might be worse. Bruises heal. If you see that kind of thing, just pull, if you know it's going to be bad, just pull the plug. Cut your losses, because 3 years down the road is your Jonas. And the sooner you get out of that, the sooner you find the right guy. The guy who's going to treat you like $1 million and be awesome and amazing. Or maybe it's not 3, maybe it's 10. I don't know what it is for you, but it's worth it, whatever it is. Okay, so my second album, Mike Klink. This is, everybody wonders this. How did you get Slash to play on your album? Here it comes. Okay, so my second album, my first album had woken up the rock audience for me. So Rogers & Cowan, one of the biggest publicity firms in LA, wanted to market me as a rock artist. And I was like, you know what? I love Jesus. I know I'm about to leave this guy. I'm probably going to get excommunicated from the church. I'm going to have to sing for Jesus on the outside. Covert, you know, like that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, all right, let's go. It is what it is. It's not a fantasy story, but it got to the point where the therapist that he did see for 1 week said you need to leave. He fantasizes about killing you. So it got to that point where it was just like every time I walked into my house, I wondered if he was going to kill me and then kill himself. It was there. He was threatening, and I was there. So it was there. It was like live or die. So the song started to change a little, because the song started to get a lot about like becoming okay with leaving, becoming okay with failing. Becoming okay with saying goodbye to my church, my love of my life, my friends, my family, letting them down or felt like I was about to. The song started to take on that, but also still very Christian theme. Still very trying to keep my head up, trying to glorify him. That's where that song you heard about midnight came from. At about midnight, I'll call, when I had 2 bruised ribs and I wrote that song. I'll just sing you a verse and a chorus to remind you, okay? And then the story gets really fun, okay? And this is where it gets worth it for sitting through all of this. You guys are awesome. Oh, no, not my caffeinated beverage. Oh, sorry. Precious! My husband was like, they don't drink coffee. And I'm like, I know. But no, we love you guys. It's been so much fun. It's been so healthy for us. We're very happy. We're like, they just need to have yoga, and it would be like a yoga retreat. Okay. So it would be very highly marketable, just so you know, we'd come all the time. Yeah. Okay. Now to sad songs. This is how I roll. It's like, anyway. At about midnight, I'll call. How do you? These seasons of change. And you hear the Paul and Silas reference in there too? At about midnight, awaiting this dawn, yes, I will find contentment, singing out your songs. And here in the valley, though the shadows blind my way, yes, I know that you are with me, where the past meets today. And what is the past meets today? What is midnight? It is where yesterday and today collide. It is the point of change. It was me getting ready to leave. Then I wrote a song. That's one of my favorites. This is one that Slash played on. And the story behind that is that Rogers and Cowens took me on. They introduced me to the president of Guitar Center. Yes, I still get discounts. Yes. And then he became kind of manager kind of guy in my life a little bit. Like he thought I was Janice reincarnated, but that's okay, you know. So he introduced me to 3 producers. This is gonna blow your mind. This is a great part. He introduced me to Daniel Lanois, who was, he produced something called The Joshua Tree by a band called U2. He also introduced me to a guy named John Shanks, which at that time, Kelly Clarkson was the girl. And he had just produced her biggest album. And then he introduced me to a guy named Mike Klink, who had produced all the Guns N' Roses albums. I asked purposely, because I know how to make an album with someone. You got to trust them. You have to bare your soul. They have to get you. You have to get them. You don't want to go where you think they're going to gloss you over and not understand you. You want to go where they're going to fight until they get you. Like they're going to care. They're going to love. So I asked purposely, Dave, don't tell me what they have produced. First of all, I wouldn't have known what they were because, to be honest with you, I grew up in a Christian house where I wasn't allowed to listen to rock and roll music at all, so that's kind of funny. My mom's like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going to do it for a living. So, yeah, my dad called Slash Sledge to his face. Okay, anyway, it was fun. This was his response. It was just like this smile of like, really? That's awesome. So anyway, that's my house. So, but yeah, I didn't want to know what they had produced because I wanted to fall in love with the person and think that I could work with them in a studio for 2 years, someone who would get me. And it was just obvious Mike was the guy. He was the guy. He was going to get me. And he helped me make the album of my life, which is the second album, which is when he became a fan in Sweden. Whoa! So I won. See? I won. So here I am, this Christian girl getting a divorce, putting Slash on my album. What do you think everyone is thinking at this point? Okay, they're like, backslider, you know. So I mean, and I'm playing rock and roll festivals, and I'm doing. But I promise you, I mean, Slash used to call me church girl. Okay, so I mean, I really on the inside I was falling apart. I'm not gonna lie, but on the outside I was holding it together for all of us. I knew that God was going to come through if I just didn't mess up my witness. You know, if I just didn't do what don't post it on Instagram, people. Those spam accounts, don't do that. I would have ruined my life if I was doing this in your day and age. I would have posted something I shouldn't or something. I didn't have that choice, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, I kept it all intact. Try to do that. That's wisdom talking, okay? Don't act on everything you think you should do because you're probably wrong. And then you're going to have to apologize, and that stinks. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so that's how Slash played on my album. This was the song, this is the sound of my freedom. This was the moment I actually decided to leave. And I'm just going to play a verse and a chorus, and then I'm going to ask someone to come on stage with me. No more words to sing, no more contradicting melodies. If you haven't heard this yet, you really need to. It's Out of Reach, and Slash gave me the most beautiful 2-minute solo at the end of this thing. And it's just absolutely heart-wrenching. And he didn't even ask for money or nothing. It was just really an act of love, which is really cool for any human being to do. So, no more words to sing, no more contradicting melodies, no more cheap goodbyes, no more golden lies. And it's that time again, as it's time to learn to cry again. I'm drawing out this line for the millionth time. So you can hear the sadness, but you can hear a little bit of bite, right? It's like, no more, you know. Behind me I see a broken world and dead-end dreams. But I'm out of reach. I'm out of the reach of yesterday. Fade away, and I've been changed. I've been changed, so on with today. And I just remember singing at these festivals, and at the end of that song, you know, and the band is just blazing, and it's almost like the room lifted, and you could just feel people relating. And that just tells me, you know, no matter what it was, like a drug addiction or whatever the past was, we all can deal with having a past we need to leave in the past. And it was just a beautiful moment at all the shows. I loved that song. It was probably my favorite song to play live. So I want to show you one thing, and Jonas, if you could just do this real quick. I think this is going to be worth your time. And this is really me being vulnerable with you. I mean, you're like, but you were already vulnerable. Don't get weird. Don't worry, I'm not going to go there. But I think this is me showing my humanness. I wanted to show you how my voice changed during all of this, because you can only hear what it is now. And some of you don't know that you're singers. I hadn't sang when I was your age yet. I hate to tell you, you might think you know what you're doing with your life, but you probably don't. Sorry. I want to show you my very first song that was on that album that sold 10,000 copies. Listen to my voice. This is the year 2001.
The lily of my valley.
That's me.
You're the rose of Sharon. You're my comforter and keeper.
Right? Now, fast forward just 2 years, 2003, me making Take Me Away. 2 years. 24 months.
Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. As I'm walking down the street, maybe.
Wait for it. No, wait.
Maybe if it's just you and me,
Oh, sorry.
we'll never even miss a beat. Maybe. Take me away.
All right? So that first girl, the second girl, okay, now, wait for it. 2 more years. 2005, making the Black Album. The one where I look like this on the cover. And,
How deep is your soul?
Slash.
And how strong can your heart be? It's never too late. While we're still breathing. No, it's never
dancing around those stages barefoot with a bunch of guys that were crazy as I was probably the funnest times of my life. All of them were Christians as well, and here we got to rock out. It was so much fun. So it's never too late while you're still breathing. The music still had something for everybody, and then I would turn it all like Amazing Grace on them. And they already decided they liked me, so it was too late. So, you can't hate me just because I'm a Christian, just the same reason I can't hate you just because you're not. So that was my game out there. All right. So I wanted to show you, that's the sound. So he took the scars on my heart, and he turned them into the finest of art. It might be rock and roll art, but somebody likes it. And all them hard things you just went through is just changing your voice. Not only changing your voice, but giving you one. Don't you worry. It's all gonna play out in the end. Be excited about that. My fame, actually, in 5 small countries, very small countries. So I do have a small head still, don't worry. Iceland is one of them, and they're like tiny. It's like 300,000 people in the whole country. I'm huge in Iceland. So, but Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Holland, I was top 30, okay? And that brought me to a show in Sweden. And this was 3 years after my divorce. 3 years of playing the rock and roll circuit, still playing at churches in the States, same songs as I was playing over there. And never was a dual personality. This was the same thing working both places. Not Christian music. Christian music had nothing to do with me after Slash. But churches still got it. Churches still liked me. All right? Or at least the cool people churches. That's what I call them, the cool people churches liked me. So, but then a guy waited till the end of my line. And he was super cute, and he was in an opening band, and I was like looking to see if he had a ring because he was really good at keys. And I was like, first of all, I was like, well, maybe I should hire him to play in my band. And then I was like, well, maybe he's cute. And then I kept thinking he's cute, and that wasn't like me because I just didn't think I ever wanted a relationship again, actually. There's two, I'm learning at this conference that there's 2 reactions to abuse. Either you run to men or you run away. And I was just like, why would I want another one of those? I was like, no thanks. I'm just going to go out with my 5 bandmates, brothers, and have fun and and sing rock and roll and be good to Jesus. And Jesus is my man now. Yay. You know, so that's where I was at. But then all of a sudden here I am having these feelings for this guy I had never even met. And then my heart was falling into my feet. And I'm like, oh, no. You get back up here. This is, nope. I mean, I wasn't like liking girls. It wasn't like I didn't like girls, but I didn't like guys either. Do you see what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm good. So this guy, come up, help me tell my story. This is my story. He's a hero. We're right here. We're right at the end, guys. Okay, so thank you for dealing with us. But tell this story when we met, because you tell it so much better than me. And I like to hear him say it.
No, I mean, she was like the total rock star in my country, probably like the biggest Christian artist at that time in Sweden, where I grew up. And I had heard her music, and I was like, this is awesome, and she's really cool, and she's pretty, and like just a rock star. And I've been to a couple of shows, and at this one, I think she looked at me from the crowd once, and like,
I was like singing Out of Reach, and then I was like, hey, because I had noticed him at a couple of shows at that point. I was like, hey, and my whole band went.
And I was like, someone behind me? So I was like, maybe she looked at me. I should. And this was a little creepy, but I kind of waited till most of the line was gone, so I could talk a little longer. The bodyguards didn't shoot me. Yay! And
I only would get on you if I went like this. If I do that and you're in my line, it's not a good sign. That means you're a pain in the neck.
So she signed my CD, and she wrote down her email address. And I emailed her the next day. And
Girls, you can't wait for him to do everything, okay?
And I was thinking like that's gonna go to like the manager's spam account for crazy stalker fans, but I was like, I like slept with my computer on because we were in different time zones, so like waiting for it to like ding and like, is that her emailing me? So it was like, and we were like chatting online, and I don't think we slept or ate for weeks. And I like to eat a lot.
And I had like roommates, all the church secretaries were living in horrible homes. So I bought a house and I let them live in it, okay, in Rockford, Illinois, because it was just it wasn't a good situation for them. So they all were making jokes because they're like, we can tell you're into someone because we walk in the living room and you look like this, because I had my computer out and I'm like,
yeah, it was a blur. I don't think I got anything done at work those 2 weeks, my poor employer. But it was the best thing that ever happened. She's the most amazing person you could ever meet, and I married way up. Cause kids, don't try this at home if you're not in your 30s. But
we were 31. We were 31, and I already knew what I didn't want, and he hadn't had many girlfriends, so I had to get him while I could.
So 6 months later, we were married, and I told my parents, and like, oh yeah, we love her. I mean, they probably love her more than they love me.
Your mom, though, she saw me at a show and started praying that we would meet.
Yeah, I got that kind of mom. She's got God on speed dial.
Yeah, she really does. And I remember you said that you made them sit down when you.
Yeah, because I mean, they were like, this girl is awesome. And I mean, they had heard her in concert too, and it was like a big deal. And I called my parents, like, I'm going to Chicago to go on a date with Sarah Kelly. And they're like, okay, that is awesome. It was a good moment.
It was, I mean, honestly, it was so fun. To feel like such a prize after what I had been through. And God just really just redeemed everything. Like I like everything about marriage, which is really difficult. I mean, I can't have kids, okay? Because like what happened and stuff. I mean, it wasn't pretty in that area. I know you can read between the lines there, but I really like everything about marriage. God heals. You don't have to be afraid. And guys, don't be afraid of a puppy with a past. If a girl's got a problem, if she's a good one, if she's not just gonna play the victim forever, but she wants to get up and move on, give her a chance to do that, because she's gonna surprise you. It may even be better than someone who didn't have those things happen. If someone who rises above, you have to get muscles. You get emotional muscles. And what else? It doesn't, honestly, he could do anything, and like he walks on water in my head. Like, honestly, like.
The other guy made my job real easy.
But I know what I have now because I didn't have it. I know that there's nothing in the world worth messing this up over. Nothing. I mean, it's just, you don't mess with it once you haven't had it, and once you know how bad it can be, and when you see how good it can be. I mean, don't be afraid of a woman with a past, guys, is what I'm trying to say. If they're a good one that wants to get back up and not just live in it and make the world feel bad for them forever. Because there's that kind of girl, I've seen them too, and they're no fun to be around. I'm just being honest. The guys are my friends too, so I have to be real with them too, ladies. Okay, so we're going to sing a song. No, we're going to sing a song that I wrote for Jonas. This was a really, we just have one, this is probably the end of tonight. And I just want to wrap up with one thing and just say, I thought 3 things were stolen from me. The 3 things that meant the most in the world, which was my music school, because I was, teaching piano. I had 100 students. And when I fled Rockford, I thought that was gone forever. I thought my leading worship, I thought I'd never get to do that again. I thought I would just do rock and roll now, because now I've had a divorce, the big D. I mean, it wasn't even the abuse that I was the most ashamed of. It was the divorce. How messed up is that? So I thought I'd never get to lead worship. And then I also thought I'd never love. And I just want to tell you today, my story is now your story. I have a music school that's #1 in the nation at artist development, according to Capitol Records. We put out the most artists. 250 singer-songwriters that we get to pour our guts into in our lives and help them on this journey. And most artists have been through something. So we get to help them. Look up. Look up. So I got my school. I get to lead worship as much as I can handle. And no one is frowning on me. And honestly, I was just at a church. I mean, I literally was leading worship at a church of 17,000 people, up until just recently, until I needed to take a step back because of physical stuff. But and at one point, I thought I would never get to lead worship again. And then, you see what I'm saying? It's like everything came more. And then I thought I would never love. And here I'm sitting, and I think we have something that's really rare. And I'm just, whoa. I mean, I'm writing a song right now called "Where Does Heaven Go From Here?" because I can't imagine it any better. And so, I mean, to go from that extreme to this extreme, Joel 2:25 says that I will restore unto you the years that were stolen. And to be honest with you, he won't just restore them. He's not that kind of God. He likes to, okay, you tried to honor me. The power's in the try, If you try to honor him, you do honor him because he looks at your heart. It's not the outcome of your try that matters, it's the fact that you try. If you try, you win. You stop trying, you lose. That's how it goes. So try. You will succeed, you will please him, and then he will honor you. Okay? Joel 2:25. Look it up later. All right, I'm going to sing you Midnight Sun. I wrote this in the what airport?
San Diego, I think.
San Diego Airport. And, oh no, not again. Oh, make it up to you later, okay? But San Diego airport, and I had a new feeling. And I had just gotten married to this man, and it was this new feeling. Remember that story that I never knew being gone was my way to keep my marriage together before. Remember that. To be gone was to keep it together. Now I had this new feeling of not wanting to leave. And it was such a beautiful but horrible feeling. And that was the beginning of the end of my road life. But this is Midnight Sun. And let me just share with you, I am Midnight because I'm the puppy with a past, and he was like the perfect one, like the church boy. Okay, so I am Midnight, you are the sun. But there is a place where two become one. In the northern skies, Sweden, there's no goodbyes, and summer dreams and light in the land of the midnight sun. Tears fill my eyes with heartfelt goodbyes as the wind calls to me again. But it's never been so hard to leave, to unpaved roads with stories untold and places I've never been. But it's never been so hard to leave. 'Cause I am midnight, you are the sun, and there is a place where two become one. In the northern skies, there's no goodbyes, and summer dreams in light in the land of the midnight sun. I didn't choose this life to live in constant flight, but somehow he chose me. But it's never been so hard to leave. Yes, there is sacrifice and there are sleepless nights, but this is my destiny. But it's never been so hard to leave. 'Cause I am midnight, you are the sun, and there is a place where two become one. In the northern skies, there's no goodbyes, and summer dreams and light in the land of the midnight sun. And I have made friends with my piano and pen that comfort me when place where two become one in the northern skies. There's no goodbyes in summer, dreams in the light, in the land of the midnight sun. Can I pray for you? Well, more. Let me pray for you, and then I'll sing you one for fun on the way out, okay? But Jesus, thank you so much for my new friends. Tonight I stand and I pull on the hem of your garment. I ask you, please, if there are warning signs, spare one, spare two from having to learn that way, if there's a way. For all of us, when we're going through those unjust moments, God, give us the strength to worship you still. Give us the faith. We need your faith. We need your strength. Help us to honor you in the middle of injustice when it is around us, knowing that someday you will take care of it. And that you are no one's debtor. And that we are no longer victims, but victors. We're stronger now. Why would we go back? No one can tell us there's not a God after we go through stuff like this. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you for the trials. Thank you for the hard times. Thank you. Thank you for the chance to rise above. Thank you for the strength to rise above. You are the beginning, the end, every season. And thank you for loving us so much. To see a girl in Rockford, Illinois, give her a voice, 2 Grammy nominations, and then the man of her dreams. Thanks for that. That's kind of really cool. Please show everyone here that you will do exactly the same for them. Not necessarily a Grammy nomination, but whatever that is for them. You are our rescuer. You are. And you never fail. In your precious, holy, beautiful, amazing, lovely, yummy name, amen. Okay. Well, I'm going to sing you one last song, but it's going to be a rock song because that's how I play. I might forget the words because of my situation, so if I do forget it because I didn't write it, so it's a little hard to remember. But it's an Aerosmith song. Are we going to be okay? Because it's my wish for all of you youngsters out there, dream on. Oh no, not again. We'll pay to clean this rug, by the way. You guys are fantastic. Every time when I look in the mirror. All these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by. Dusk to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everyone's got dues in life to pay. 'Cause I know nobody knows when it comes and when it goes. I know it's everybody's sin. We got to lose to know how to win. And all my life's in books, written pages, live and learn from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All the feelings come back to you. Yeah, sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing it for the tear. Sing with me just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing it for the tear. Sing with me just for today, and maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Dream on, 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 dream on. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing it for the tears. Sing with me just for today, 'cause maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take us away. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing for the tear. Sing with me just for today, 'cause maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take us away. Hello. The other side. The horns that hold up the halo. All right, I love you all. Thank you for coming tonight. Hug me on your way out. You guys are fabulous.